Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading Neuvillette's Listener by me. So let's get into it. Neuvillette was an interesting person. He was someone that you had come to love dearly. Someone that you had acquainted yourself with all his weird quirks and unique personality. You had come to fall in love, deeper than you ever thought you would. And so has he. Although being able to be more obvious with how he shows his love has been quite a challenge for him. He's a dragon, and most importantly, it has taken a lot of effort to get him to love humans, to empathize with them, to know how they feel, and to be able to interact with them normally. But right now, what he felt for you was different from what he felt for anyone else. It was quite a challenge to explain, and even more difficult to be able to process. And right now, that possessiveness he felt over you was not something that was familiar to him, and it was something quite difficult to know how to act upon. There was seeing you with others that made a strange hum come from within his chest. That feeling of wanting you to be closer, to be his and his alone, to let everyone know that it would always remain this way. There was no chance for them to ever come between you two. And maybe it was a little bit backwards, or a little bit too possessive, or too inspired out of his jealousy, but he had no idea what to do about it. And it wasn't like anything could make those feelings disappear so easily. They still existed. They still bothered him. And he knew if he did not act upon them now, they will show themselves sooner than later, whether he wanted them to or not. And such would always remain an issue for him until he actually confronted it. And today, he decided to do just that. He sat next to you and looked at you wistfully. Darling, may I ask you a favor? Of course, Neuvillette. You may ask me for anything. You tell him. You cannot stop that feeling of adoration within your chest whenever he talks to you. He can be so sweet, so respectful, so loving, in more ways than one that you could never identify it. It was all too much, and all too sweet of him. You loved him, and you doubt that anything he could do would ever make you stop feeling that intense love, but either way, when he brought you closer to him, you only smiled as he kissed your head softly. I missed you greatly, and I want to try something out, Ryan. I hope you will be welcoming that. Of course I will be. Now come on, show me, Neuvillette. What do you want to do? You ask him, rather patiently, and although he is quite hesitant, he takes your hand gently in his own, squeezes it, as he leans in to kiss you deeply, and you feel yourself melting into the kiss, closing your eyes, as he brings you closer and closer, until your bodies are against one another. Basically just being one, in that one moment, unable to tell one part from the other, because the two of you fit perfectly like a puzzle, like you were meant to be this way. And right now, it was perfect for you two to be like this. And then as he pulled away, leaving you a little bit breathless, he went on to do his original idea as he brought you closer and buried his face into the crook of your neck, leaving soft little kisses that made your breath hitch and your cheeks go red. And he trailed those kisses over to your shoulder. And then, and only then, did he sink his teeth into the soft flesh, making you let out a soft whine blushing brightly as you muffled yourself with your hand. Meanwhile, he was rather enjoying it, especially when he pulled away, leaving a mark on you. Perhaps he had wanted this way more than he ever actually realized, and now that he got the opportunity, it was quite something, being able to do this to you, and being able to see the mark that he left behind. That alone made him feel a lot more intense desire, like it was not simply enough, like it was only a drive to do more of this. Neuvillette, wait. You tell him that it's too late now, because he leans in once more, and soon he's leaving another bite, more marks. And when he pulls away one last time, there are lots of them, lots of marks left behind, and a lot of him just kissing over them, leaving soft kisses over each mark as he looked into your eyes. You look beautiful like this, Wayan. I can't keep myself from wanting to do more to you. You mean the entire world to me. And I don't know what came over me. Truly, I cannot quite name it. But it is a feeling within my heart that I cannot quite force to go away. I hope you can understand that, at the very least. He said. And of course you could understand. Of course it was quite difficult. But it was also quite alluring in its own way. You found yourself blushing, and you smiled up at him. Maybe I don't understand perfectly, but I love you. Even if you were a little bit too excited back then. It's okay. But I have to hide these before I actually go to work next morning. You tell him, and even though you see the disappointed pout, it is quickly wiped away when you press a soft kiss to his cheek. Come on, Neuvillette. Don't be upset. You know I'm already yours, so there is no reason to do that, is there? You tell him, and he blushes a little bit at how easily you can see through him, and he nods, closing his eyes as he brings you closer. No, there's no reason. You are correct. He loves you, and most importantly, he loves being able to talk to you like this, and having you understand him so easily.